Most men are crushing it in real life. Good career, nice place, solid guy, and still going home alone every night. I spent 15 years figuring out exactly why that happens. Shooting content for Playboy, Maxim, Bravo, living with the top dating coaches in the world, building brands for Vegas Dave, working with Tao Group, G-Eazy, Steve Aoki, Martin Garrix, Tory Lanez, Trey Songz, 2 Chainz, The Real Tarzan, Michael Sartain, Rollo Tomasi. The list goes on. And I realized nobody else on earth had both skill sets simultaneously: elite branding and elite dating. So I built a system that combines them. This is my full story and exactly how it all works. My name is Corey Chaloff. I've shot content for major brands like Bravo, Maxim, Playboy, Black Tape Project, Swimsuit USA, Fleyshman, Vegas Dave, Connected Cannabis, and many, many more. At the same time as running a personal branding agency, I was working and living with the top dating and pickup coaches in the entire world. RSD Luke was my business partner for about 5 years. We lived together for about 3.5 years. Owen Cook is a good friend of mine. RSD Tyler. Michael Sartain is a good friend of mine as well for over a decade now. But I've also scripted and edited, if you know any of the old RSD products, Social Circle Blueprint, SCB 2.0, and many more products. So I've built personal brands for modeling agency owners, sports bettors, cannabis businesses, high status entrepreneurs, and I'm personally friends with a lot of the girls that most men would love to date, let alone dream about meeting in person. But we work with at least 450 one-on-one and over 3,500 online clients, helping them transform their dating lives by leveling up their Instagram to make it high status. And there are 2 reasons that I would listen to me. One, I've done it myself. Obviously, look at my track record, look at my content, all the videos, scroll up and down this page, go to our portfolio, look at all the brands, look at all the girls, all the content, everything. Go to my Instagram too as well. Just go ahead, scroll for, years and years and years. You'll see all the content, the girls, the status, the videos, everything. So number 1, I've done it myself. Number 2, we have a proven track record of helping men just like you do it over and over and over again. Any type of man in any type of situation, you just got out of a relationship, you were divorced, you're getting back in the dating scene after decades, or you just want to find a long-term relationship. We've helped each of those men achieve their exact goal with the high quality girl they're looking for that long-term relationship. Here's how it all started. I'll make it quick, don't worry. I was shooting high status content for major brands and also our personal branding agency clients while simultaneously living with my business partner at the time, RSD Luke, and also other top dating coaches and pickup coaches in the entire world. We ran Vegas Immersion back in the day, which was essentially, we had students move to Vegas and taught them cold approach, social circle game at the highest level in the best place in the world for game, which is Vegas. So I know the co-founder and some of the managers at some of the top strip clubs. So we had trainings in one of the top strip clubs in Vegas, and we would take them to all of the nightclubs. We know quite a bit of, people in the industry, not just promoters, but hosts, girl guys, again, managers in top nightclubs, the marketing team. I'm personally friends with a lot of the marketing team at Tao. So quite a bit of crazy situations over the years. As you can imagine, a lot of the clubs have some pretty epic high level artists come through, nights and all the things. So obviously getting full access, content, branding, girls, all the things is a ton of fun, especially over the years. But essentially we would take them to the club, Access, Hakkasan, Omnia, EBC, what was Wet Republic back in the day, and taught them cold approach. So not only GA, cold approach, and the general admission, but also table game. So how to game at tables. We got pretty disciplined with all the coaching, the one-on-ones in the training rooms. So again, at the same time, I was building brands for modeling agency owners, cannabis businesses, Connected Cannabis. We were head of social media for quite a while there. Vegas Dave was one of my top clients for quite a bit. All the kind of people that live off status, social proof, and lifestyle. And I started noticing Instagram became the new dating marketplace. Around 2017, 2018, we have a ton of videos on this. Instagram became the new dating app secretly. Every girl knew it. Most men didn't. And most men still don't. Probably maybe are realizing more and more how important this is. Every single girl you're meeting is checking you out on Instagram at some point. Whether you know it or not, they're not going to tell you, hey, I stalked you ever since 2012, your first post on Instagram. They're not going to tell you that. They're just going to stalk you and then make a quiet decision in their mind and maybe ghost you or respond. A lot of guys, obviously, they ghost. The girls obviously ghost the guys because they didn't like what they saw on their Instagram, but they're not going to tell you that. Fast forward to now, 60% of newly married or engaged couples met online. 65% of young adults use dating apps. So the ways are changing. No longer are we meeting our wife or girlfriend in a bar or cold approaching. Not saying you can't do that, but that is not the majority of how it's happening nowadays. And if you're not optimizing your social resume, your Instagram, obviously you're going to be left behind. It's going to be a lot more difficult. I'm not saying you won't ever meet your girl. No, it's going to be a lot more difficult to do it the old-fashioned way, right? But But most men, even successful men, are still completely invisible online despite crushing it in real life with their business. They have a new car, new house, right? Whatever thing you've accomplished, you're crushing in your real life, but online, crickets, selfies, group photos, all this nonsense. No man likes social media. No one's like, I love Instagram. I can't wait to post on there and connect with all these superficial relationships. No, that's exclusively a feminine thing. Females want to connect superficially, get all the attention, and connect with people very superficially. That's what they want to do, not men. But guess what? They're using it to screen you. I'm sure you've realized by now, they're screening you by going on Instagram. If they don't like what they see, if they see no lifestyle and no status, it's a quiet no. And they're not going to tell you, hey, it's a no, bro. Essentially, what I did over the years is combine the elite branding knowledge with the elite dating knowledge and built a system that transforms any guy's Instagram into a high status attraction machine. And I've tested and refined it over the past 7 years with 460 of our clients. And again, 3,500 plus now online community wide. And now we help successful men, usually around 30 to 50 years old, who are invisible online or who just want to improve their dating life to meet a high quality girl to, get into a long-term relationship, find a wife, build a family. It just sounds so silly to say it out loud. Imagine telling your grandpa, hey, grandpa, nowadays, if you want to find a good high quality woman, you have to post a photo on an app. Like, that's pretty insane. His brain would short circuit if you said that to him, right? We specialize in helping 30 to 50-year-old men who are established in their career. Everything else is kind of going great in their life, but just dating, whether it's because you're out of a long-term relationship, you were married, whatever the case may be is, but you want to get back into a long-term relationship, that's who we specialize in, right? So we take those kind of men who are invisible online or just low traction online, and we make them become high status, badass, essentially the local celebrity, right? With the badass lifestyle that girls want to see, that are attracted to. So here's what most men miss. You're attracted to her primarily because of her looks. So the numbers boil down to 65% of the reason you're attracted to a girl is because of how she looks, how fertile her body looks, youthful, good genetics, and how fertile she is. The more estrogen in her body, the bigger the curves she has, the softer her face becomes. And you see that and you go, that's a very fertile girl. She can get pregnant very easily. Your DNA goes, I like that one. She can get pregnant. I'm attracted to her. Hey, don't fuck this up is what your brain says to you. That makes sense. However, the girl is not looking at you trying to impregnate you. That would make no sense unless you live in Seattle. Obviously, she's not looking at you for your fertility markers, how youthful and pretty you are, and how good your genetics are with your soft, pretty face and your nice, curvy features. They're not looking at you for that at all. What they are attracted to in a man, 65% is his lifestyle. How much better does her life get if she were to join your life? That is what she's primarily attracted to. Does my life get more fun, more exciting, more safe, more new experiences? Does that happen if I join this guy's life? If it's a yes, I'm attracted. He's got my attention. He's got my focus. Think of attraction as focus. That's all it is. You have her focus. That's what you want. You want attractive girls' focus. That is a priority. If you don't have her focus, you have nothing. The next thing that she's looking for, though, in a man is status. 25% of what she's attracted to in a man is status. Are you respected? What is your social rank? Where are you in the hierarchy socially? Are other women attracted to you? Do other men respect you? That is what she's looking for. And all the way at the bottom of what she's attracted to in you are looks, 10%. And it's only a bonus after lifestyle and status are handled. You could see the most handsome guy, 6'2", he's shredded. I know plenty of them, especially from like my old hometown. They're handsome guys. They just look like just a Greek god. And they go into a bar and like some girls look at them. I'm not going to say, guess what happens next though? Nothing happens next. They talk to him for 5 seconds. Maybe if you get an extroverted girl who's like a little bit like kind of tipsy, she'll like bump into him somehow and go, oh, so sorry. And then he'll go, oh, sorry. And look away and that's it. But that's where it ends. That guy stands out, right? A little bit in person. The second she talks to him, he's got no lifestyle, nothing going on. He doesn't know how to hold a conversation. He doesn't know how to future project or build comfort or break rapport, any of the things you need to do to know game. That 10% looks goes to 0 real quick as far as how interested she is in that man. What she is looking at though is the guy with the cool lifestyle. That's what she's looking at. But the problem is guys optimize for this 10% and they post gym pics on their Instagram, selfies, generic photos, right? Where is the girl looking at you and judging you? If the girl is going into full data collection mode when she first sees you on your Instagram, that is the place she's checking you out. She's looking at all the things that make you you. If all she sees on your page are gym selfies, gym pics, selfies, generic photos signaling nothing, friend photos, you're posting photos of your body, your face, your trip to Ireland, she doesn't care. That's the most average basic thing in the entire world. There's nothing separating you or differentiating you from average boy number 492 that she just matched with on Hinge an hour ago. There's nothing different. You're the same person, but you actually might be a cool fucking dude. She She has no idea though. There's nothing on your Instagram at all to show that you're cool. You're not representing your lifestyle, your status in the way that it should be, that actually will get her attention. So she sees this page, she goes, oh, another average guy, I'm all set. And here are some stats that should scare you, just a little bit. 33% of men in the past year have had zero sex. 48% of men under 28 are still virgins. 80% of men are rated undateable and below average by women on dating apps. So Instagram blew up and male virginity blew up with it. Men never optimize for lifestyle and status, the only things that girls actually care about. Instagram became the dating marketplace and millions of guys got left behind. So let me show you what happens when you implement this right. When you hop on your call, what we're going to go over if you implement this like we recommend you do. Here are some members in the program that have absolutely crushed it. Adam, he's in Michigan. Pretty average town, pretty average city, Grand Rapids. He was also out of a long-term relationship. He was divorced from a few years ago. He had another long-term relationship like a year or two ago that we kind of helped him work through. And then when he implemented the Instagram dating funnel system, 20 dates in 6 weeks. He went from barely going on a date maybe once every 2 months or so to 20 dates in 6 weeks.
How many dates do you think you went on and throughout the course of the program? Like new dates?
20 probably.
Really? Like
Yeah.
in the span of how long do you think it was?
6 weeks.
6 weeks, 20 days?
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
I mean, I had 5. I had to start doubling them up, right?
In the
Like,
same day?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Scott, another guy, he was divorced and alone. The girl literally cheated on him and divorced him. He was in the middle of nowhere in Missouri. He had no friends because all of their friends were her friends and they all kind of took her side and then she cheated on him and then divorced him. Mind-blowing, insane. So it's that kind of guy that I love because I'm like, dude, this guy got like fucked over. He did the thing he's supposed to do, got married, girl, she cheated on him, like complete injustice. And then I get my hands on him and I'm like, all right, dude, well, we have a lot to do because first of all, you do what I tell you to do. She's going to be right back in your DMs within like a week or two, like immediately. So if you want her back, like that's obviously an option. But also when you have like a couple new girls in your DMs kind of excited to meet you, that's pretty fun. Now you have your ex who broke up with you, your ex-wife, who now all of a sudden wants your attention again because of your branding, your positioning online, the photos you're posting, the lifestyle, the status, all the things we're talking about. And the new girls want your attention and they didn't betray you. They didn't leave you. So Scott, within weeks, he's going on multiple dates a week. It was definitely 2, maybe 3 girls in one weekend. I remember that too. And his ex was stalking him with a fake account. And then they had to like meet each other. I'll put the video on screen, but they had to meet each other. And then she was like, oh, seems like you're doing well. Seems like you're doing nice. And like he like stopped wearing glasses and wore contacts and she's like pissed. Like girls notice any change in behavior. They're like cats. Cats notice like any change in behavior. So if you do something to level up, holy fuck, are they like, wait a minute, what happened to Scott? This is not the Scott I know. Who is this guy? What happened to him? He's leveling up. I don't feel like I have control over him anymore. Whoops, sucks for you. So he's crushing it now too. He also moved to Austin because of I think this is one of the main reasons because obviously he wanted to kind of get away from the ex, but also during the end of the program, he moved to Austin and he just crushed it. Like so many girls. It was insane. So he's loving it. I'll put him on screen too.
I had a date with one girl. Her name was Hannah. It ended early. So then I hit up Katie and I was like, what's your address? I'm coming over. And she's like, here it is. And so then later one of the girls was like, hey, do you have plans tonight? And I was like, what are your plans tonight? And she said, my plan tonight was you.
Oh.
So she dropped the address.
So is that 3 in a weekend?
3 in a weekend, yeah.
I love it, dude.
And it made my ex super jealous. So we were closing on our house. It was like the final thing. The divorce is over. We were like at the closing signing the documents like right before I moved here. And she said something like underhanded and like said a couple times like, you seem to be enjoying yourself. And
nice.
She mentioned something about my glasses. All my photos and stuff, I'm not wearing them. And that she's watching my page. And like she's paying attention. And
oh, man.
I've blocked her. So that means that she's made a fake account to keep up with my shit. So
she was blocked at the time and she's still stalking.
Oh yeah, she's still stalking it.
Gary, another guy, he's over in Dallas, fucking crushing it. I'll put the video on the screen just so you see it. But the problem is he doesn't want to settle down too soon because he's getting so many dates. His own words, I'm dating multiple 10s, which that's a good place to be. Is I don't want to settle down with the girl. I want to kind of keep my options open to find the best girl that really I like the best and kind of aligns best with me, right?
My cup's full with like dates and hot chicks right now. I've got beautiful women. I've got 10s that I'm dating. And the chick I'm dating is like yogi, spiritual, all this stuff.
Awesome, man.
Got a couple of women that have circled back because my Instagram's so awesome. That's all credit to you and Corey. So that's working. So I'm happy. Got a couple of women that I'm dating right now. I feel like because of Instagram and my dating profile, pretty high quality. One of them's 22. She's too young. She wants to get married and have kids. I'm like, why do you want to marry a 51-year-old and have kids? You know, it's flattering, but so I got to figure that out.
Man, Sure is tough when you're 51 and have 22-year-olds wanting to marry you, huh?
I know.
Christopher over in DC. That was a lot of fun working with him. He's a very polished kind of guy, super cool guy. But he went from essentially no dates at all because he had a daughter and he worked a lot. So he didn't have time to like go out cold approach and do all this fucking game shit. We built his page, built his IG and showed him our system. He went on Bumble and got 100 matches in a day, maybe 2 days. I'll put the video on the screen. And then he went on 6 dates in 5 days after implementing the system.
I think I went on like 6 dates.
Nice. Say it again, 6 days and 5 days?
5 days. 80% shooter.
Nice.
You know, like at one point, I went on a date with 2 chicks at the same time.
That's awesome.
I said, look, I have a date this time. Just we'll have a good time. So
it worked out pretty well.
Pretty well is a significant understatement. But by day 2 on Bumble alone, I had over 100 matches, 50 plus nearby. Look, on a serious note, Corey, you're doing God's work. I'm gonna tell you why. Because she actually allowed me to go through and see the profile pictures of these guys. And look, I know these guys are hardworking. I'm sure they're charming and
they're great guys. Yeah.
Horrible. Deplorable pictures. Even the jokes, it's like bro code jokes. The content was just deplorable. And I see why guys struggle so much with these dating apps. If you follow your video and you do exactly what you and I are saying, you will get 100% the results.
Pretty wild results there very, very quickly. Corey Jacob, he's in Scottsdale. Awesome dude again. 5 dates in 4 days. It's always fun when like the complaint is I don't have enough time for the amount of girls that want to see me. It's pretty funny when that happens. You know, I don't know if I should make a joke. I don't know if I should let them know, hey, this is a good problem, or just go, yeah, dude, sucks, man. That's awful. I don't know what to do in that case.
2 weeks ago, I went on right out of the shoot, like 5 dates in 4 days.
Wow.
2 of the girls were great. There's another one who's a little bit older than I am, but we've just been kind of hanging out, having fun, you know, getting out of the house. We'll go play some pickleball together, go get some drinks and stuff. So she's been great.
Dan, another guy, he moved to New York City, I think West Village, and he didn't know anybody. He would say, he's very introverted. I'll put him on screen too as well. But he didn't know anybody. Imagine being a hardcore introvert in West Village in New York City, and you've never been there before, and you lived in like, you know, he moved from some smaller town, I don't know, Delaware, Maryland before, but hadn't been on a date in months. 6 months before the program, he's a virgin, and I think he's like early 30s. He was a virgin 6 months ago and hadn't been on a date in months, and then we get our hands on him. 18 dates in 8 weeks. Towards the end of the program, he was coming on the calls, and he's like, this girl wants me to make her my girlfriend. And I'm like, because I know he hadn't been very experienced with dating, and I'm like, oh, really? Yeah, that's interesting. How long you been seeing her for? And he's like, 3 weeks. And I'm like, maybe that's good. Maybe wait. And he's like, I already told her. I said yes. And I'm like, he came back late. I think he came back a month or two later, and then, you know, it didn't go well. She was a little bit of a clingy girl, but obviously he's crushing it after that too. You have to go through, that's the first girl you date, you know, seriously, and one-nightitis, and you think she's the one, and then boom. Right, so that happened very quickly with us, because he had so many girls to choose from. I tried to convince him, hey, let's just take it easy, take it slow with her, you know, don't pick the first one. It wasn't, obviously, it was 18 dates, but yeah, he came back and he went back on dates. He's still crushing it now.
It was like September 20th. Since then, I've been on 14 dates, and I have 4 more scheduled, so like...
That's so funny.
So yeah, I mean, it's the results speak for themselves.
What do you think has been the biggest kind of like shift or change?
Very out of character for me. Like I never would have done anything like this before. And you know, when I did post my first picture, I was so stressed. I was like, my heart was beating out of my chest. I was like, damn, this is crazy. Like, I can't believe I'm doing this. And you know, people who knew me before, like everyone who sees this, what I'm doing now is like just so surprised by it, which is good because like I don't like who I was before, and like this new version of me is way cooler. Honestly, it's a big change, but I'm changed like in the right direction, and I'm just super happy with everything. Yeah, I have a date today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. More first dates, so like
Jesus,
we're rolling.
That's awesome, dude.
And then another one Saturday, the blonde that we talked about last week. Yeah, thanks. Feels good.
Keith over in LA. He's a little bit older. I think he's like mid-50s in the industry, but within a month, maybe 4 or 5 weeks, absolutely crushing it. And he's in West Hollywood. I'm sure you know the girls that are in West Hollywood. Stunning. They're all stunning girls, always going out in the scene. You know, beauty is #1 priority in their life, right? So 33 matches, and he says a lot of them are, I'll put them on screen as well, 8s and aboves. Keith himself is not like famous in the industry, but he works in the industry, and he knows A-list celebrities, and they're asking him to bring the girls out because he got so many girls from building his brand on Instagram.
I have about, on Hinge, somewhere in the neighborhood of 33 of legit 8s and above.
Nice.
I can't keep conversations up. Also, I've exchanged so many numbers, I forget who's who.
That's funny. That's a good problem to have, huh?
It sounds like a complaint. For the first time in my life, I've had to put a fucking spreadsheet together.
Come on.
I genuinely believe this, Corey. I am not one of those fucking dudes that like drinks Kool-Aid. And I'm also not a kiss ass and I don't fawn. I genuinely believe that the stuff that we've done together is the reason. There's 25 active conversations that either yesterday or the day before, waiting for their response. There's these two that I've just responded to. There's 5 I've already met and let's just say had an outcome. I guarantee you, I had a negative perception of Hinge and you changed that, but also the profile that you filled out. I genuinely believe that that's why these matches are happening.
And the Miko just crushing it. He booked 9 dates in a week. And like this is consistently. Miko travels quite a bit. He was in Tulum, Costa Rica, Greece, Miami, Colombia, everywhere he goes. He's just like, yeah, I got 5 dates this week. I'm just like, all right, dude. He's a bit younger. He's like late 20s. So he has the energy and the time to do this.
And I've gone from, 20, 30 matches a month to I've had 200 matches in less than 3 weeks. Can't even really keep track of them. I have a spreadsheet and luckily I just use your system of the questions that you ask and I'm clocking 8 to 10 dates a week. So I'm usually just double booking or triple booking Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Plus I've got 2 dates scheduled tonight on a Tuesday, 2 tomorrow.
Most men on the program, like Corey, girlfriend, Christopher, girlfriend, at the end of the program, towards the end, I always kind of follow up with them and keep touch with them. So it's fun. It's good. If you want a girlfriend, that's awesome. This is what you need to do. You think the first girl you're going on a date with, you're going to want to fucking marry? Of course not. You need to have some option. Of course you do. Every man wants some option. So this is the only way. There's no other way. Believe me. But Miko, double booking dates. He literally had 9 dates in a week, which is insane. And he showed me some of the girls, they're pretty fucking stunning girls. Ray, he's in Chicago. Obviously, Chicago girls are they're a bit kind of feminist, but at the same time, they're also pretty and cute. But literally a date every single night of the week. I'll put him on screen too. So he's crushing it too. He's still working with me. I think he's been with me for about over a year now. I want to say a year and a half. Yeah, but I still meet with Ray pretty much every week.
I literally think I've gone on a date every night for the past 7 days. So wow. I'm utilizing the coaching and trying to trying to learn from it. So the matches are piling up, and then now there's this higher expectation that I'm not gonna be swiping for 1 hour, and then there's one match that comes from it. It's it's probably gonna lead to a lot of residual matches day by day. So there's usually at least 5 to 10 new matches.
And Mumin, he's over in Seattle. I want to say mid 30s, 30. No, sorry, he was 36, 37. But Mumin, within I think a week and a half to 2 weeks, he had 800 matches between 2 apps, 3 to 5 dates a week minimum for months. It was insane, and a lot of the girls were stunning.
Right now, I have 101 on Hinge, dude. Oh, should I bring my other phone?
Yeah, if you want, it'd be great. Yeah,
show you.
So you got a couple matches, right? Just 1 or 2, or
106. So if I go down,
and those are all girls that liked you.
Yes. Yeah. Usually Hinge was a very low percentage. I'd be lucky to match or get liked by 1 or 2. And then Tinder, I think, is at 700. I don't know if you
Sorry, it's hard to see with the camera. What would you say? What is that number exactly?
702. And then you can kind of too many.
Yeah, how are you gonna have the time to go through all these?
Dude, I'm not. I'm just I'm kind of taking a break.
Tim, he's a great guy. He's he works in cannabis and he has a daughter. His schedule is a little bit limited. He's only available on the weekends, Thursday through Sunday, I think. So he has 6 girls wanting to go out with him on one day, right? All wanting to go on dates with him in one day. And this is after a month and a half in the program. Again, the system is very simple and efficient. We boil this down to an absolute science. I took 15 years of my filmmaking skills, photography skills, and I'm going to show you what I learned and make it as simple as possible. What's the Albert Einstein quote? Everything should be made simple, but not too simple, right? That's my goal. That's the ethos of my company. We want to make it as simple as possible, but not too simple. Tim, crushing it. Because what we do in the program as well is we go through the date debrief. We go over kind of debrief of how the date went. We give him feedback and all the things. So I've gone through quite a bit of date debriefs with Tim, and they're very funny stories. He's over in Houston, so a lot of fun girls in Houston. But 6 girls in one day. He's crushing it. He's also still with me too.
I'm literally having to pick which women I want to go out on a date with because I have so many. And then it's I only have Wednesday, Thursday, and some Fridays, so I'm limited to my time. And then every girl is oh, Wednesday or Thursday can't work for me this week. It's all Friday. So I have 6 girls where it's all, oh yeah, we can go out Friday. I'm like,
oh
okay.
no.
Yeah, such a
God.
bad problem to have.
That's-
I've like pushed back probably 5 or 6 other girls to pick the better ones, I guess.
That's
better looking
hilarious.
ones.
How many dates do you said you had this week?
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So 3 days. It could be more. I just
You're busy.
Like I have my daughter Monday, Tuesdays, and I can't do anything on those days.
Right.
So
that's crazy. I love it. And then you had a couple dates with the other girl last week or 2 weeks ago, right?
The crazy one.
The crazy one, yeah.
Cecil, over in the middle of fucking nowhere in Utah. Like, this works anywhere. I don't care where you are. Will work anywhere. Girls respond to status and lifestyle. Imagine you're in the middle of nowhere suburbs, but you see a stunning girl on Instagram and her body's like flawless. Does it matter where she's located? Of course it doesn't. That's value. That's holy shit. She's fertile. Very attractive girl. That's what you care about. So Cecil in the middle of nowhere, and he went from obviously almost no dates because he's probably an hour and a half, almost 2 hours outside of Salt Lake City, like west. You know, when you go to the salt beds, he's like an hour and a half west, maybe 2 hours west. So middle of fucking nowhere. All of a sudden, we built his page, showed him our system, implemented all of it. 3 dates a week. He's seeing girls, I think 2 girls in a weekend. Girls inviting him over at night, telling him to bring some wine over. I'll put this video on screen too. So pretty fucking awesome results. It's just so much fun to like just kind of shoot the shit and then talk about like what happened, man, how'd it go, and then the crazy transformation.
I have to go and clear my messages every other day or so because you can only have a maximum of like 7 on there or something.
Yeah, they get filled up quick, huh?
I'm gonna have to build a spreadsheet, I think, and yeah, everything's doing well. I have a date tonight, tomorrow with 2 different girls, right?
2 different girls?
2 different girls, yeah. And then Wednesday and Thursday, I matched on Hinge with this girl. We planned a date on Tuesday for Friday night to go have drinks. Well, Thursday, she just shoots me a DM on Instagram out of the blue and says, "Hey, I'm free tonight. Do you want to grab a bottle of wine and come over?"
You said that?
She said that.
Okay.
So the problem was I was at dinner with my boys, right? One of my, a couple of my boys called me and said, "Hey, we're going to dinner." It's like, so in that time between, I don't know, 5 o'clock and 5:40 is when she texted me. So, but I didn't see it till 6:30. I'm like, hope it's not too late. 9 o'clock, she responded and I'm like, well, if I come over now, it's going to take me a minute to get ready and come over. It'll be 10 o'clock at night. She goes, "Oh, that's fine. Just grab a bottle of wine and come over."
Oh man.
For me, Corey, I keep wine in my house.